good morning, happy Saturday. It's a new week of vlogs. Ash is back home with us. He's got a bunch of extra medications. She resutured his paw, rewrapped it. We'll take him back in Monday to get a bandage change, and then we're gonna see what happens from there because we've got Laura and Marco on the way. So figure out from there. We're gonna get some supplies and get instructions on how to rewrap it ourselves just in case we can't get him out of here in order to go to the vet on those days. Otherwise, Rick and Jeff are still here. Jeff has his appointment on Tuesday, so looks like they're riding out the storms with us, much to Rick's dismay. He's like from Connecticut, he's not a hurricane person. So yeah, just gonna be quite the adventure this week, it seems like, and fingers crossed these lighthearted jokes are able to continue throughout the week and we don't have Hurricane Harvey round 2, because I'm not prepared to do that again. So always throwing curveballs. This was the week I was gonna move to Florida, and obviously I'm not moving this week now, so maybe the following week we'll see what the world brings. I went out and ran an errand, and I was talking to my mom on the phone, so I didn't film when I got it, but I got the Star Drink. So they have the Kiwi Starfruit Refresher, and then the Star Drink is the Kiwi Starfruit Refresher plus coconut milk. So I went for the Star Drink because I typically like the drinks with the coconut milk, like the pink drink and the violet drink, better than the refreshers. And I like it. Do I like it more than the pink drink? No. But I'm glad they added it. It's very tropical, especially with the coconut milk. It's a little tart, really enjoyable. I would actually get it again. I've heard people hating the refresher. I've also heard people say the refresher tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher. I don't think this tastes like green apple at all, but maybe the refresher does without the coconut milk. I really like it. That said, pumpkin spice comes out next week. So I'm pretty sure this is the only one I'm getting, because after next week. Oh, you know what? That sip did taste like a Jolly Rancher. That actually really did taste like green apple Jolly Rancher. I wonder if it's because it's mixing together a little more, melting a little more. I can totally see that now. Interesting, but I still actually really like it. Would get it again. However, pumpkin spice comes out next week. So it's gonna be really hard for me to want to order this when I could order pumpkin spice.
Yeah, dog.
Saying goodbye to barbecue. This might not be our last time, but our favorite barbecue place. Got brisket, a rib, melon salad, and mac and cheese. Mike got brisket, pulled pork, ribs, mac and cheese, spoon bread. Some brisket, ribs, mac and cheese, spoon bread. Pulled pork, mac and cheese, spoon bread. Is that it? One meat?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, Rick wants.
Here's the planner for the week. Getting ready to fill it all out. Just used the orange bird pack for one last time. And it's going to be an interesting week for sure. So hello, happy Monday. Things are getting a little hectic around here because now we have the potential for Hurricane Laura to come to us. It looks like Marco is going to just kind of dissolve. We might get some rain on Wednesday, but Laura is looking scary. Could be a category 2, 3, maybe even 4 hurricane coming for either us or Louisiana. So I already did a mini grocery pickup on Friday because I knew everyone was gonna go crazy. So I already got water and bread and the stuff that sells out. I am heading to Kroger now to do a secondary pickup because I thought Jeff and Rick were still gonna be with us, so I wanted to make sure to have plenty of stuff for all 4 of us. But now, with how strong the hurricane might be, Jeff and Rick's flight was supposed to be on Thursday. The hurricane's supposed to arrive like late Wednesday, early Thursday. So they decided to bump up their flight to tomorrow. So Jeff has all of his appointments tomorrow morning, and then they're gonna fly out tomorrow afternoon. So I already did the grocery order, so I'm going to pick it up now. Mike and I will be set. I am also going to possibly stop and get gas because that's always a good thing to do before a hurricane, is fill your car up with gas just in case. And I am also going to go to the post office and mail off my documents in order to get my name changed because all the social security offices are still closed for COVID. So you have to mail in a certified copy of your marriage license and your passport in order to get your name changed. And Lord knows I'm not using my passport anytime soon. So I'm just mailing it off to get my name changed. So I went to the P.O. box while I was mailing my package, and I got a Bones coffee delivery from Jennifer from Dusk Till Donuts. Glazed jelly donut flavored coffee. I am so intrigued. I'm all about some glazed donuts. I don't know how the jelly will be in it, but definitely interested to try. So hey guys, it is Tuesday morning and I literally just rolled out of bed. But I rolled out of bed to not so great news, so I'm here to talk about it. First of all, we've had some really good days with Rick and Jeff here. I didn't vlog very much, but we spent a night playing the Keep Talking and No One Explodes game that we love, where you defuse bombs using the Oculus Rift. Super fun. We also watched Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom on Sunday. That was fun. I thought it was not as bad as the first Jurassic World. Still pretty predictable and not a great movie. Definitely like a summer thriller movie, but not really anything compared to the original movie. But we enjoyed it and we were all kind of making fun of it while we watched it. And we did a lot of comparing it to The Lost World, the original sequel to Jurassic Park. And at one point I was like, oh, so they're really going for the plot of The Lost World here. And Mike was like, I wouldn't know, I haven't seen it. I was like, you've never seen The Lost World? He's like, no, remember you saw it without me. And I was like, The Lost World came out in like 1997. And he's like, yeah. I think he was talking about Jurassic World. But I was like, I was 12, so. Anyway, that was a really funny moment. So it's gonna be a running joke from now on, is how I went to see The Lost World without him when I was 12. We had some really fun times, and last night we went over to Mike's parents' house and had dinner with everyone because Jeff and Rick are leaving today now because of the storm. And that's what we need to talk about. We need to talk about this Hurricane Laura situation. Marco fell apart. Marco's like a depression. We might get a little rain from Marco tomorrow, but it's probably just gonna seem like a normal rainy day here. I don't think we're getting any other effects from Marco because it just fell apart before it even hit land. Hurricane Laura, on the other hand, is a different story. So I follow a weather blog that's based out of Houston, I guess. They're Space City Weather, so they're here somewhere in Houston. I think I found them during Hurricane Harvey, but they are very calm, balanced. They never exaggerate. They never like make anything bigger than it really is. So for me, it's a nice calming blog. Like I go on there when I see the newscasters being like, this is gonna be the storm of the century. And then I go to them and they're like, it's probably gonna be fine. So they calm my nerves a lot. When I went to bed last night, they were leaving it at a 30% chance of it coming to Houston as a really bad storm and a 70% chance of it going more toward Louisiana. This morning, however, I signed on, looked at my hurricane tracker app, and the path had shifted to the west. I was like, oh no, this is not good. So I went to the blog, and like I said, normally they're very calm. They're like, it'll be fine. They are not doing that today. They are pretty dire. They're saying that it could be the worst hurricane that's hit the Houston area since 1961. They're comparing it to Hurricane Ike, which was in 2009, I think. I know it was the year Mike's parents moved here, because they moved here and then 2 or 3 weeks later Ike happened and they didn't have power for like 2.5 weeks or something. I have decided they are a curse because they moved here and Hurricane Ike happened and now they have to be out of their house by Monday because they have sold and they have rented the house back from the new owners for August. So Monday is August 31st. They have to move out by Monday. They have pods sitting in their driveway right now waiting to fill them. So they're a curse because they move here, Hurricane Ike happens, they're moving away, and now Hurricane Laura happens. I am in a similar boat where I was hoping to leave this week. Mike and Jeff would have loaded the pod while I was gone, but then we had the 2 hurricane possibilities, so I stayed. Now we have our pod coming next week, and I'm planning to leave next week, and I just don't know what's gonna happen now. You know, Hurricane Harvey, we had flooding issues, and that's because Hurricane Harvey dumped 50+ inches of rain in a few days, but we didn't have any wind from Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey really hit down at Corpus Christi as a Category 4, it broke up over land and then it went back out over the water and it just created rain. It just sat there on the water creating rain. So it's basically like a tropical storm at that point. And so it was just a ton of rain and we didn't have any wind. It wasn't even gusty at the least bit. It was just torrential downpours. This is gonna be a different case where this is going to be possibly a Category 3 hurricane. So that's a lot of wind. It'll probably be moving fast. So it's not like Harvey where it's gonna sit over us for 5 days, but it's going to move fast and have super powerful winds. And our neighborhood, our house is surrounded by trees. That's why I love our neighborhood. It's beautiful wooded neighborhood. There's trees everywhere. Our front yard has 13 pine trees. 13 pine trees are right there and they're decently old. The house was originally built in the 1970s, so the trees have been here for a while. So they're big, they're hefty. There's a lot of trees around. And so my concern mainly is, one, obviously you have to worry about tornado warnings during hurricanes. Hurricanes typically produce tornadoes, especially when they're that strong of hurricanes. So you have to worry about tornadoes. And then trees falling, branches like getting slung around, breaking windows, that kind of stuff you have to worry about. You also have to worry about roof damage. All of these things are a problem when you're trying to get your house on the market in like a couple weeks. I mean, it's a problem in general, but especially since we're trying to get our house on the market like tomorrow. Very nerve-wracking thinking of the fact that you're gonna try to sell your house and have something damage-wise happen to it. Now, obviously, I'm sure insurance would cover it, but it's still like headache that we don't want at the moment. I'm having some major Hurricane Harvey flashbacks because if you don't remember, I'll link that vlog. This vlog's going up after it's all over anyway, but I'll link to my Hurricane Harvey vlog. And during that hurricane, Mike had just had ACL surgery. So he was laid up on the sofa. He had crutches, like he was a week or two into having the surgery done. So he was really done for. And when we had the flooding, I was growing majorly concerned. Like I was to about 80% positivity that we were gonna have to get evacuated out of our house because our house was gonna flood. And I wasn't sure how I was going to get my boyfriend at the time onto a boat with his ACL and get 3 dogs and leave here. Because we were basically, our area was turning into an island. So we weren't gonna be able to evacuate ourselves. We were gonna have to evacuate by boat. And I was like, how am I going to get Mike and 3 dogs onto a boat? So I am having a similar flashback moment because now we have 2 injured dogs. Colby and Ash are both in their cones, so they take up a lot more space than usual. And our house, unfortunately, the only interior room, I guess technically we have the closet now because it's cleaned out, but there's no AC in there, so that would be brutal. The only room that we have that's an interior room without windows, that's in the center of the house where you want to be during a tornado, is that tiny little hall bath. So somehow, whenever we have tornado warnings, in theory, Mike and I and all 3 dogs should be going into that tiny bathroom to protect ourselves. And when my parents and I went through Hurricane Charlie in 2004, which was a Cat 4 that hit my town like right away. It hit Punta Gorda, and then Arcadia is like 20 minutes north of Punta Gorda, so we were the second spot it hit, so it was still a Cat 4 when it hit. It was terrible, never want to do that again. We rode the whole thing out in my parents' closet, and it was like an hour and a half, I think, of sitting in my parents' closet waiting for it to go over, and it was, the sounds were awful. I can't imagine spending an hour and a half or longer in that tiny closet with the 5 of us. So I don't really know what we're gonna do with that. Obviously we have a little bit of time left. Another bad part about it, not supposed to arrive until midnight Wednesday. So probably gonna end up staying up the whole night because there's no way I'm gonna sleep through that. So probably be up all night on Wednesday. Our master bedroom is the only part of the house that doesn't have a second floor above it. So I will also probably not stay in this part of the house just in case a tree falls. At least the other sections of our house, we have a second story. So if a tree falls, it's gonna hit that. It's not gonna like smush through the roof. It's just a lot in the moment. Just like the timing could not be worse. And I'm ready to leave. And then Hurricane Laura is like, oh hi, gotta come visit before you leave. Say goodbye for Texas. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk out some of my anxiety. I woke up and Mike is on a call, so we haven't been able to start our hurricane plan yet. I already have our supplies, but I need to start figuring out with him, like bringing stuff into the garage. Figuring out, I think we've had his dad's Tesla as a second car for a bit. I think we're gonna have to keep that in our garage because their garage is blocked by pods, so I don't know what they're gonna do with their other car. And just figuring out that kind of stuff today. We don't have anything to board up our windows. We don't have storm shutters or anything because it's Houston. So we're just gonna have to make do. But obviously, Floridian have a lot of experience with these things. So I at least know what to do to prepare. I just did not want to do that in Houston during my final days. Okay, so Mike just left to take Jeff and Rick to the airport, so I thought I'd give you an update on our packing situation and what the house is like right now, right before everything goes down. Hey, that mattress is gonna totally protect us just in case that window breaks. So that's the orange room set that we are getting rid of. My office stuff is downstairs, so my desk, my shelving units, the bed that we're actually keeping, that's the purple room bed. We've got the orange room furniture downstairs. Jeff and Rick helped Mike move those down because we are going to Craigslist them or whatever. These are the ones Mike originally found on Craigslist, so we're gonna just send them back out into Houston because we don't need another guest room because we're planning on only having a 3 or 4 bedroom house and using 2 of those rooms as offices. So 1 for me, 1 for Mike, and having 1 guest bedroom in the new house. So we only need 1 set of guest bedroom furniture. So that's down here. We have the child gate here so that Ash doesn't go up and down the stairs because Jeff was here and he was way too tempted to go up the stairs. So up here, this is all that's left in the orange room. Got the bed frame that we have to take apart and move down. And of course, the bedding that I need to wash and bag up. Purple room is empty except for our mattress pad that needs to come down. So this one's pretty much done. And then my office pretty much just needs the same thing. Wash bedding, pack bedding, and move things downstairs. Okay, so I've come out to Starbucks because it is pumpkin spice day. I left my camera at home, so I'm using my phone. But pumpkin cream cold brew is about to happen because that was by far the best drink last year. And I might have a hurricane coming tomorrow, so I'm gonna get my dang pumpkin spice while I can and enjoy my afternoon with my pumpkin spice cold brew. And Mike's gonna get some sort of other cold brew, but I wish it were fall and not hurricane season. Here it is, my glorious pumpkin cream cold brew, and it's just as good as I remember. Have it in a cup right there. So good. So I am packing the kitchen now because I have come to the realization that even if the storm doesn't directly hit us, good chance of us losing power, and I really don't want to pack without AC. So I'm just cruising through everything else that was on my packing list, and we're just gonna not be able to cook because I want everything that I can packed. So if we lose power, we lose AC, I'm not having to do heavy lifting and packing and such in the heat. So that's my plan, packing the kitchen and enjoying my cold brew. The calm before the storm. Look at that sunset. The song was such a big part of my college years. I loved it so much. Also one of the songs that inspired me to learn bass guitar because the bass line is just so great. Came out to our favorite Thai restaurant. It's gonna be my last food pickup for Houston, probably. Food secured. It's gonna be delicious, I'm sure. Since hurricane's coming tomorrow, probably not picking up food from any place like this again in the next few days. And then their open sign is flashing all sorts of colors on my face. So yeah, probably my last pickup because I think I'm gonna leave like Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how everything goes. So I better get this food home to Mike. And I've been packing all day. It's actually 8 o'clock already. I have gotten so much done, but there's still so much left to do before this hurricane arrives. So time to go home and enjoy some delicious Thai food. So we have spring rolls. Then we each got the cashew chicken. There it is, smells delicious. And of course there's a bunch of rice. I got yellow curry for tomorrow because I know we're gonna have leftover rice. We'll have some yellow curry to have for like a midday meal because then it's probably gonna be peanut butter and jelly for a while. All right, so it is Wednesday. It looks like the worst of the storm is going to go east of us. So I don't think we're gonna have an actual hurricane here. It did go up to a category 4, which is really, really bad if you're not from an area that gets hurricanes. Category 4, really, really, really bad. So feeling for the people in Louisiana. Looks like we're gonna be okay. We might get some tropical storm force winds, but probably not wind damage. Could still lose power, so I'm trying to still pack as much as I can before the storm's really. We just had our first feeder band come through and it rained for like 5 minutes. Gonna be all day. I'm packing like crazy, trying to get everything done that I can. And then I'm gonna shower and we ride out the storm tonight. Someone came and took all the orange room furniture before the storm started, so we've got this space freed up again. Orange room furniture is gone. That was quick and painless. And I've got a few more hours before the storms begin. So I am calling it for packing today and I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm heating up dinner over here. I'm having the yellow curry that I got last night. There's still a bunch left over. Finishing my cashew chicken from last night. My rice is heating up as we speak. And Mike is napping. He stayed up pretty much all last night for work, trying to catch up because we had a wild day yesterday. Get ready for the hurricane. So his sleep schedule's all off. So whenever he wakes up, I'll heat him up some of the curry. And we're just waiting to see what we get from this hurricane. It's about 8:30 at night right now, so we're waiting. Well, it is 1 a.m. now, and I know it's very dark, but as you can probably tell, it is very still here. Every once in a while, I get a little bit of a breeze. Right now, the hurricane is making landfall in Louisiana, and we might eventually get some wind and rain from it once it spins. Right now, I don't know how to describe this if you're not like a hurricane person, but basically we're on the skinny part of the storm. Eventually it's going to rotate and the entire tail is much bigger. So we might get some rain and wind from the tail of it eventually. Mike went to sleep from about 6 p.m. until now. It's almost 1 a.m. So he kind of slept the first shift, and I'm still not quite tired yet because I'm a night owl, but pretty soon here I'll go to bed and Mike will stay up just in case, you know, we get a tornado warning or anything. But I think we dodged a major bullet this time. So here's like a little bit of a breeze coming through. But that's it right now. Very thankful that we dodged this bullet. It was very scary there for a bit. Definitely some stressful days. Watching the weather over and over, so we are thankful, but my heart also goes out to everyone in Louisiana and East Texas that are in the eye of the storm and having this. The other big thing is that the storm will be over tomorrow, but the devastation, the effects of it will last for years for the people in that place. Like my hometown 10 years later still wasn't back to what it was before Hurricane Charlie. So, you know, I joke about having PTSD from Harvey and Charlie, and I think, you know, some of that is reality. I do think I have a little PTSD from the storms, but I also have a lot of empathy for anyone having to go through them because I've gone through 2 really, really bad hurricanes now. Harvey just because of the flooding, Charlie because of the actual winds, and don't wish that on anyone. So get some sleep here in a little bit, but I'll let you guys know if we get anything more, but I think we really, really lucked out. The other crazy thing is I'm going to be driving through the area that's getting hit next week when I move to Florida, because Lake Charles, which I'll link to the vlog, we went to Lake Charles, the casino there last year. That's one of the areas that's getting really hard hit, and it's right on I-10, which I take I-10 from Houston to Florida. So I'm going to be driving right through some of the devastated areas, so it's going to be crazy to see. I'm sure it's probably going to bring back some memories of Charlie for me, and I just really hope everyone's going to get through this okay. Happy Thursday from Houston. You would never know that there was a hurricane to our east last night whatsoever. Totally normal. Never got anything from it. So wild. So hello everyone. Happy Friday. It's been a busy couple days. The hurricane definitely threw us for a loop, but we were very fortunate not to get any of it. I mean, barely even a breeze. I think it rained for about 5 minutes total here. Because of all this happening, I went ahead and put the fast forward button on packing. So as you can see behind me, the house is just full of stuff ready to be packed into the pod. Our pod arrives next week. I think the same day I'm leaving. So Mike will end up hiring some people to load the pod because I'm not that helpful anyway. I can use a dolly, but I can't lift our mattress. It's like 5,000 pounds, as I've said before, and just some of the other furniture I'm just not that useful for. So he's gonna hire some movers for that. And let me give you an update on the house and packing. So in here, we're pretty much down to just all of our artwork that needs to get wrapped. And we actually got some giant boxes to put them in. So that's gonna get done. Behind that dresser is a bunch of items that's already packed and ready to go. The dresser's empty, ready to go. Need a few more items in this box. Otherwise, it's ready to go. This is all stuff that's planning to come in my car. I need to tape that up and get that into the pack area. The bedroom is a mess, but everything in here is like last minute items, so no worries there. You've already seen my closet. My closet's empty. Kitchen is somewhat a mess because I packed up pretty much everything from the kitchen yesterday. This room is pretty much full. By the way, Mike is at the vet with Ash right now getting his bandage changed, so we just have the 2 puppers at the moment. Ash getting a new bandage, and hopefully good news there. And then upstairs is where you're gonna see the biggest change. Do, 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 do. This is my climbing stairs song. It was very short. Okay, so, ooh, very echoey in here. So there's the orange room. Only thing left to come downstairs is this. Like I said, someone took all the orange room furniture, but we had an extra bed frame. So we're gonna bring it with us because why not? It can easily slide under a bed just like it was here. And that is the orange room, empty. The purple room, the former purple room, has great acoustics and is empty aside from this random lid, which we have no idea what it goes to. It says t-shirts current, but every container we have down there has a lid, so I don't know what happened to this bin, but all we have left up here is a vacuum because we're planning to vacuum the carpets. And then my former office is down to my office chair, which we're gonna give away. It's pretty old. It's Mike's old chair that I just took over. So we're gonna get me a new chair. And what was the day bed, we're gonna bring this mattress with us because we're gonna use it as a dog bed eventually. We're gonna build like a custom dog bed at the foot of our master whenever we get our actual house and make sure we have the space for that. So we're gonna bring the twin mattress for that, but no more day bed. I have to figure out a new backdrop for my videos once we get established into our actual full-time house rather than the rental house. But closet's empty. Mike's got to repair the holes in the wall where my shelves were, but it's empty. And then same, this bathroom's stripped down to bare bones. Soap in case we use the bathroom up here, and tissues. So I've taken out the shower curtain. I think the only thing that's left in here is the shower caddy. Yeah, Mike needs to come take down the shower caddy and get his soaps. And the upstairs is bare. Pretty wild, right? We've got TV boxes, boxes for the art, adorable puppy, and we're getting there. Like, I'm down to not having much to pack. So Ash is home and they're having lunch because he has like a whole huge amount of pills he has to take, but as you could probably see for a second there, his bandage is removed. That is terrifying. I thought Colby's was bad. Ash's is worse. The staples and everything, much better this week. She's happy with it, so she wants to let it air out. She was leaving the bandage on and try to keep that area tight to get it to seal together. And apparently it sealed together enough for her to feel comfortable to unbandage it. It's gory. It's bloody. I'm not gonna show you. I wouldn't mind showing you Colby's at this point. It's still a wound, but it's not really gory anymore. Ash's is scary. It's legitimately scary. Of course, he's still got his staples, and like there's an area that she said is probably gonna ooze and be bloody for a bit. So we have to put a plastic bag on his foot whenever he goes outside. It's a horror movie over here with our dogs. If anyone came in, they'd think we were literally torturing them. Look, Colby's cone free for a moment. Look at cone free Colby. So it's Friday evening now. Why'd you get up? You were doing fine laying down. When cone itches, apparently. Lay back down. Rest your paw, sir. Mike just left to go get us Whataburger because it's another Texas farewell meal. I have the Whataburger honey butter chicken biscuit on my goodbye list, but that's only at breakfast time or really late at night. So we're just getting burgers tonight. We used to have Whataburger in Florida, and I think you can still find it in the Panhandle and like St. Augustine areas, but we had them in Gainesville when I was in college. 2 Whataburgers that opened in Gainesville when I was in college, and I came back to visit at some point and they were both closed down. So the only Whataburgers that I know of are like super North Florida, and we won't end up in those areas very often at all. So gonna have a Whataburger Dr. Pepper shake. I'm ready to start eating healthy again, but only a few more days in Texas, so gotta say goodbye to everything, but I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely ready. We're gonna have pizza tomorrow, I think, and then after that, I'm ready to be back on the health train. It's been just way too much ordering out and eating way too much junk. I love when his cone is this position, because look at those ears. They're so cute that way. Okay guys, so it is late Friday night. Heading to bed over here on what was my final full week in Texas. That's crazy. I'll probably share some thoughts in next week's vlog. So signing off, and I will see you guys again next week. The big boom.